Hi there, Cosmic Family. My name is Eliali. In this incarnation, we have the moon still in Taurus today, August 15th, and tomorrow it is going to move to Gemini to have an encounter in the first degree with Uranus. And even though this is a minor contact, it is a transit of one day. This could represent certain kind of synchronicity, information, conversation, disruptive circumstance that gives us an indication of what new perceptions we could open up to continue our process. Because on Sunday I'm going to talk about this, but the new moon in Virgo that opens the eclipse season is going to be given in a square with Uranus in Gemini. And one of the aspects in shadow of this energy that could also be felt tomorrow, it is the overcharge, the mental overcharge, both of thoughts or information. Therefore, when the moon enters in a sign, an air sign, especially Gemini, we are in a good moment to, make exchanges, learning new things, but making this discernment of which information is something that is truly contributing. And I think that the best way is to ask ourselves, to train the inner listening, to, observe what things have truly a purpose to assimilate and what things now. I'm not referring to, close ourselves and to only read or listen to things that are confirming what we already believe, because that is not opening up. But I think it is a good way to process what we are receiving by observing our body, what generates us inwards. Because if there is a lot of noise or the solar plexus it is contracted, those are alerts to evaluate. And when we are listening something that connects us with a certainty, it is opening up this kind of clarity. Even if we are listening to things that they are not the ones that we want to listen to. It is true that there could be certainties that start to reveal and that they break with a lot of structures of thought. I am in fact reading a book of an investigation of a woman that she did of Mary Magdalene and her relationship with Jesus, and certain mythological archetypes in which probably they fit, the story of Jesus were fitted in. And the interesting thing, sorry, it is that she was a theologist, and she related how she had to break with her own beliefs when she reached this information, because initially it created also resistances because of the basis that this woman had. And nowadays, even though there could be a lot of people that are with resistances of moving out of their known mental structures, it is also happening the opposite. People that are watching a video in a social media and automatically considering real everything that it is said, without looking for without looking for, I don't know the word right now, but many founds, many sources to confirm that information, or even a certain kind of coherence. Because there is this extreme of people that are only thinking about the official media. And I am not referring only about the communication media, but also the institutions that have a social recognition. There are many people that believe that they are the only ones that possess the truth, and they cannot perhaps question what is established. But in another extreme, there are theories that could be, I don't know the word right now in English, but they are not having sense, and that they could feed paranoid, and in the end people are being lost in that without taking a real action to generate changes in their own life, because that is the sense of knowing that what we are assimilating help us to take decisions. And something that is very related with the karma notes, Pisces Virgo, with this new moon, it is something that I mentioned many times in this channel. what I consider about the pharmaceutical industry, and not only from a mental position, but also from my experience having participated of that healthcare system in several jobs that I had, and seeing how it works, and also in my own healing, of the physical body when it was necessary. And I expressed how this system in general, it is not truly conceived for health. It is not conceived for health. It is more linked with a feedback on dependencies to different things, because that keeps things working, even if that is not constructive for the individual life or collective one. Even we have so seated that reaching certain age, when we are old people, that implies necessarily to be sick. I am I cannot agree with that. I think that we can be in health until the last day that we are spending in this world. But that health has several factors that are a basis. Physical ones, forms of, food habits of quality and movement are not things that we can negotiate, but also the recognition of the purposes of the soul, because there could be people that are in denial of generating certain changes in their experience, whether they are emotional or decisions that they have to implement. And also people that are not having a purpose of contribution with the society that can fulfill their souls, that will also manifest physical or mental imbalances. And then there are other cases, conditions that are part of people that come with people when they are born, and personality disorders, etc. We cannot generalize because each soul has their own process. But what I am referring with all of this, it is that more than worrying about the old system and everything that occurs through it, I think it is important to focus in practices that could lead us to live in health and in more sustainable ways with Earth. For example, there are people that are dedicating their time to natural cosmetics because the elements have to be absorbed by the skin, and this seems to be something obvious that should happen, but reality is that many products have negative contents for our system. So with this reference, I want to emphasize that we have a limited time in this world, and for that reason, what we are consuming mentally and physically has to be nourishing. This is a learning, of course, and it is part of the path of increasing our consciousness. And for that reason, while we become more aware, it is important to not lose time in information that is not helping us to apply things in our daily life, or that retires us the power of transforming our own experience. And later, if that transformation has an impact on our environment, then that is the path of the soul. Obviously, there could be information that is more abstract, that is linked with concepts that are spiritual or more linked with subtle words. But anyways, if that is really contributing with our evolution, is going to have implications in our decisions and in the way that we are approaching life. If not, that stops to have coherence and sense. So these are examples of the integration of the energy of Pisces and Virgo too. Thank you, everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao, ciao.